My students call me Mr. Gary. You could call me Gary. You're here to study the past perfect tense. So in this video we will look at what is past perfect, how do we use it for sequencing things, how can we make questions with past perfect tense, and when can you use it in your daily English language learning. This video will contain a number of examples and a little quiz to help you learn, understand, and most importantly, use the past perfect with confidence. So let's dive right in. Okay, let's look at the past perfect tense together. It might be a good idea just to pause the tape. You now need a pen and perhaps a sheet of paper. Take notes as we go through this presentation. Right, we need to discuss what is the past perfect. So it tells us that something occurred before another action in the past. Likewise, it can also show us that an event happened before a time in the past. So there are two keywords that we need to consider when using the past perfect tense. Let's look at those keywords together. And the first one is before. It means an event that happened earlier, at an earlier time. So that is a time in the past. And the other key word we need to look at is after, an event that happened later in time. We're going to look at a timeline now to see what the past perfect looks like and how these keywords fit into this particular tense. Let's look at that now. A timeline has three components. We have the future, a time in the future. We have the present, so that's the time of speaking or now. And we also have the past. For this presentation, we're going to concentrate on the past and the present, because the future is irrelevant or is not important in the past perfect tense. So now you can draw this part of the timeline. You can draw the main line and then put an X on it near the left of the line, and there you have the first event. Now the second X that is on this screen here is the second event. So we can say that the second event happens after the first event. So the first event is the before or the earlier event. That's the X on the left. The X on the right tells us that that is the later event or the event that happened after. So whatever the event or the events are that happened in the past are important now, and that is why we use past perfect. Right, now that we've looked at a timeline, let's look at how we make the past perfect. So for statements, it's quite easy. It's just subject, had or hadn't, plus the verb 3, which is the past participle of the verb, then just add the object. Okay, now we know the formula, let's look at an example. So here we have a sentence with two events: eat lunch and watch TV. So, I had eaten lunch before I had watched TV. let's break that down. I had eaten lunch. Now we know that is the first event. Before, I had watched the TV. We know that that is the later event of the two. Both events are in the past, and that's why we're using past perfect to state what happened. Let's look at this example now on a timeline to see what the timeline should look like. Okay, so here we can see the first event is eaten lunch. Then the event that comes after that is watched TV. The person speaking, or who's saying this, is speaking at the time of now. So both of these events happened in the past. Okay, let's have a look and see what happens when we change the word before with the word after. How can we do it, and what actions do we need to take to add some variation to our speaking and writing skills? When we replace the word before with the word after, the sentence meaning is still the same. However, what it does is it just adds some variation to our style of speaking and writing. So the sentence becomes, I had watched TV after I had eaten lunch. The areas highlighted here show us that we've changed the order of the sentence. So let's repeat. I had watched the TV after I had eaten lunch. Again, all we've done is swapped it round, changed the word before with the word after, and the sentence still means the same thing. We can prove this by drawing a timeline. The timeline is identical. The act of watching the TV happened after the person had eaten lunch, or the act of eating lunch happened before in time the person watched the TV. Here's another example. They had eaten rice after the sun had set. So the event that happened first was the sun had set, meaning the sun had gone down. The first act is followed by the second act. So the second act in this sentence is eating the rice. Right, let's look at how we make a question with the past perfect. So we would need a WH question, a who, what, where, when, why, or a how type question. Then we plus had or hadn't. Then we add the subject, followed by the past participle, followed by the object. Let's look at some examples. Number 1. Where had she been all day? Number 2. How had it not gone through? Example number 3. How long had she studied before the exam? Where will I see it? It being the past perfect. You will see the past perfect in many areas of English. Like all grammar, they have different places and different functions. Some examples are the passive voice, third conditional, and reported speech areas of English. These are 3 key areas where you will find past perfect. Therefore, mastering it is essential to learning and using the language well. Okay, now I think it's time to take a mini quiz. All you have to do is read the first part of the sentence and complete it with some ideas of your own. When you have done that, comment in the comments box in this video. Are you ready? Good. 5-second countdown starts now. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Mini quiz time. Comment with the second part of this sentence. I had seen Avengers. Da 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 da. What ideas could you use to complete this sentence? Comment in the comments box. Question 2. Comment with the second part of this sentence. It had arrived. Da 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 da. How could we finish this sentence off appropriately? Comment in the comment box. Okay, question number 3. Same again. Comment with the second part of this sentence in the comments of this video. She had spoken. Da 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 da. Finish the sentence and then comment in the comment box. Next question. Comment with the second part of this sentence. They had been da 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 da. What appropriate second part of the sentence can you think of? Comment in the comment box. And the final question in this mini quiz, finish the sentence. So complete it with the second part that makes sense. We had bought da 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 da. Finish the sentence and then comment in the comments of this video. I can't wait to see your answers and I will respond to as many replies as possible. So get commenting in the comments box. Right, okay, thank you very much for watching this video and taking part in the quiz. And I hope you learned more about the past perfect tense. If you want to learn more, by all means press the subscribe button, it's just down here. Also give the video a like if you learned from this video. And if you want to learn more about English, just tap right here for my latest video, and just down here for the playlist about conditional sentences, where you learn about the second and third conditional. Right, that's all from me. Take care of yourselves and I'll see you over there.